Attracting customers to you is the easy thing. All right, but this is where you're losing them. You are spending so much of your time, effort, and money into attracting customers through ads and promotions, special offers, SEO, you name it. But then, when customers actually show up, the experience falls apart. All right, anybody can attract a customer once, but it's the holding on to them that's really important. And now I see this all the time. A business will spend thousands of dollars on marketing, and they finally get someone to walk through the door. And then what happens? Well, there's long wait times, there's no warm welcome, there's disorganized service. Frustrating elements that makes the customer start to regret ever showing up there in the first place. All right, so that's what I'm talking about today. How to not just attract customers, but actually keep them by delivering an experience that matches their expectations. Now, I've worked with companies across industries, from financial services to automotive brands, to help them turn first-time customers into lifelong fans. All right, and today I'm going to show you why your marketing strategy is only half the equation. All right, if your experience isn't designed to impress, your marketing dollars are wasted. All right, so here's the thing. Now business, they love talking about customer acquisition. They throw money at Google ads, they tweak their SEO, and they run promotions. But almost nobody puts the same level of effort into customer retention. And now a loyal customer has the ability to be significantly more valuable than a new one, because they don't need to be convinced to come back, right? They already trust you. And I'll give you a real world example here. We've worked a lot in the auto industry, and what will usually happen when we're speaking at these conferences or training events is they'll have people from companies like Google or JD Power and AutoFi, world-class companies, all talking about how to get people into the dealership. And it's great information, and when put into practice, it works really well. Okay, but here's the issue. Now car buyers today, they do a ton of research. They know the car they want. They've checked the prices online. They've built it out through there. They know what they want. But when they finally get to the dealership, now they still have to sit around for hours. They go through mountains of paperwork, and they still have to haggle, despite all the pre-work they've done with the dealership before they ever step foot on the lot. So, even though the dealership successfully attracted them, the experience ends up being so painful that the customer very often leaves feeling exhausted instead of excited. It's a big reason why companies like Carvana burst onto the scene, and they try to address some of these big frustrations. And now one of the biggest faults I think many car salespeople have is they get so focused on getting this initial sale, the sale is right there in front of them in the moment, that they lose sight of the long-term prospects of turning this customer now into a loyal follower of the brand. A research done by S&P Global. Now they show that back in 2024, a little bit over 50% of all households that were ready to buy their next car ended up getting the same brand that they currently have. Now personally, I hate the car buying process, for many reasons. But so I bring my wife with me because she loves doing battle with salesmen. Now I'm a pushover. All right, so I let her run the show. Otherwise, I'll get everything they push because I just want to get out of there quickly. I just want the experience to be over. But she comes prepared, all right, and she wears you down. And now I've never had an experience with a dealership that I love. So I've jumped from Volkswagen to Ford to Hyundai when it's been time for new cars. And I like to think that I'm the ideal customer for a business because when I find something that I like, I stay with them for years. But there are so many options out there for me to want to return to places that don't deliver a great experience. All right, so by making the car buying process, or just the buying process in whatever industry you're in, as positive and as easy as possible, now you dramatically increase the chances that customers are going to come back to buy their next one with you. Now this problem isn't just in the auto industry. All right, think about it. You'll see an amazing restaurant ad, but when you visit, the food is bad and the service is slow. Or you book a hotel room, but the room is older or looks nothing like the photos you saw online. My dad always loved to say, my compliments to your photographer every time we encounter something like this. And now in all of these cases, the expectation was high because of the marketing, but the execution didn't match. All right, so what's the solution? Well, how do you make sure that your experience actually lives up to your marketing? Now, here are 3 quick fixes you can focus on immediately after watching this video. All right, number 1, map out the experience from the customer's point of view. All right, in the video description down below, there's a link to a customer experience mapping tool that you can use to do just that. All right, you can also click on the info card above right now to watch a full video on exactly how to use this tool. So ask yourself things like, what does a customer expect when they walk through the door? What would a mediocre experience look like at this step? Or what would an excellent experience look like at this step? All right, are we making things easier for our customers, or are we working to make them easier for ourselves? So step number 2, fix the biggest problems first. I know there are frustrating elements when dealing with any business. And while you can't always solve every frustration, there are things that you can do to alleviate them. All right, but it does first take effort to identify those frustrations. Very few companies do this. They rarely take the time to do this, which means that the ones that do, well, they stand out in a very competitive marketplace. All right, so for you, I'm also going to include a link in the description below for a customer experience checklist. All right, you can use this to identify areas of opportunity in your business. And once you do identify those issues, go to work on solving them. All right, and then number 3, create a wow moment. Now, the best businesses, they go beyond what's expected. And now, they don't need to be big wows. Simply remembering a customer's name, sending a handwritten note, or doing something unexpected can go a long way towards getting your customers to remember you and want to come back. One of my favorite examples of this, it comes from our server Michelle at our local sushi restaurant, Bonsai Sushi. On my very first visit, I absolutely loved my order and went back about a month later with my dad. And I mentioned to her that I couldn't remember what I had. And she said, "Oh, I remember you. You had the dragon roll." She remembered what my dad had on his first visit as well. And now I know if she's doing this with us, somebody that she had only seen once before, well, I know she has her regulars memorized as well. And so when it's lunchtime and we want sushi, we go there every time. Now here's the bottom line. Your ads, your promotions, your SEO, they all help you win initially by getting customers to come into you the first time. But it's going to be your experience that keeps them coming back and telling everybody that they know about you. All right, now I want to hear from you. What's the best or the worst customer experience you've ever had? Now drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to download your free customer experience map and customer experience checklist down there in the description below. And if you found this video to be helpful, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and stick around for more videos like this one right here that I think you'll really enjoy and will help you to build out a standout customer experience. See you in the next video.